I got my nose plug in.
Oh, that looks gross.
We gotta do what we gotta do, right? I'm gonna start right off by saying about this. This is a nose plug. I wash it every time, and I know it looks gross, but it is to plug the right nostril, to leave it plugged, because there's a lot of research that shows if you cover the right nostril and breathe through the left, it promotes access to the right brain, where this ability, this skill exists.
Well, the question was, did we feel that what was the time limit that we usually practice with? And did we find that even though we said when we first started, sometimes it wasn't there, and then it opens up as we practice, and they asked, did we find over a period of time, did it die off? Like, did we stop?
Okay, so for me, there's two answers to that. The first answer is in a session, typically we don't like to go more than an hour. An hour is plenty. And I think yesterday we went 45 minutes because you were starting to feel that you were getting a headache. But you do suffer from migraines a little bit, and you have been suffering from migraine.
Yeah. And I think some of it, some of it was the eye exercises, because I think that started it. But I know I have sat with the mask on for like 3 hours and found that helped. I wasn't really practicing, but just sitting there with the mask on, and I think you've done the same thing, and we've done that in a couple of sessions. I think it all depends on the person. Like, you experience different stuff than I do, so I don't find it quits. I find we just get tired, or sometimes we want to carry on, but we have things to do. So I think it all depends on the person. So
yes. Now the bigger question about time. This ability seems to be like any other ability, like golfing, playing baseball. If you don't practice it regularly, you seem to lose it.
Yes.
This is what you and I have found. And in order to hone it up and to keep it active and to zero in, it seems you really need to practice it every day. Now,
you need to practice it even for a few minutes, but also as soon as you stop believing, or as soon as you get bored with it, it'll go away.
Yeah, it's really important to keep an open mind, and to do exercises in the session, like if you have a partner, is way better. But to do things to keep it active, to keep it from getting bored, because as you say, Wendy, this ability exists in our right brain, and it seems to have a mind of its own. And if it's bored in the least, it just kind of shuts down and goes away.
Yeah, they have seen that in some people, that as soon as they start doubting that it is real, then it just shuts down.
Yes, and the jury could be out a little bit on that one. I know that several trainers talk about belief, and it's difficult when it's your right mind you're dealing with, because those are deep-seated beliefs that we're not even aware of. But another trainer in Russia says that belief doesn't matter. If you just practice and practice, it will come open, period. Now, there's two different schools of thought.
Exactly.
So I think each person will have to deal with this themselves and their own.
They have to be persistent. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I
agree. If they really want it, they have to be persistent.
Yes, and I would really promote people to get a partner to train. You and I have been training for a long time, and it's hard enough as it is. But if you're training on your own, it's difficult because you really don't have objective feedback.
Yeah.
And when you do have your mask on and it's totally dark, there's a difference between imagining things with our own powerful imagination and actually seeing things. There is a difference. And it's not the imagining part that we can all create, with our visualizations. It's not that we're looking at. It's actual colors that you will see that flash in your mask, your dark mask, or they'll come across as a haze or a streak. It's very definite. It's not your imagination. It's not visualizations, imagination.
I remember one session in particular. You were directing me the whole time, and I was totally blown away, because that's when you were putting the cups on the fireplace, and I could tell which cups were where. And when I was doing the pyramid thing, one blue cup and the white pyramid, and I was finding, and you were directing me the whole time. That, to me, at that stage, was was that would never have happened without a partner.
Yeah, so it's really important to get a partner because it seems the right brain likes to follow instructions. And if you are the one directing it, how can you give the instructions and follow them at the same time? Give them with one side of your brain and follow with the other. It seems that you gotta try to be in the right brain, but yet if you're in the left giving instructions, you're not in your right brain. So
Everybody should watch that video that we watched there quite a while ago of the woman who had the stroke, and she was living in her right brain.
we'll find it and see if we can include a link in this particular video.
Yeah, she said everybody should live in the right brain because you were happy.
Yeah, and the right brain is taking a lot of information in, and it's the left brain that seems to filter everything out,
Yes.
including this ability to see with
Filter it out
blindfolded
and
on.
kind of direct it in some ways, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff for sure. So,
Yeah, should we get going in the session? I'm going to be the victim today.
Victor, you can put on your mask.
Okay.
With your orange nose.
Yeah. So I'm just breathing through my left nostril.
Yeah. Okay, deep breaths. Slow, deep breaths. Roll all the things you've been thinking about for the last few days in a ball and just throw it away. Just let it all go. Just put it all in there and then just let it all go. Now I want you to visualize your windows opening. I want you to visualize seeing, and you have multiple windows around. Visualize all your windows opening, and they're all coming together into one unit. Just visualize seeing your cards, seeing the light, seeing pictures, seeing colors. Pick up a color first.
Okay.
Pick up the top one and just move it around and see if you can see it.
Okay, so that's the pink.
So just move it around, see what you can see, and describe what you're seeing as you're doing it.
Okay, so over here, there's two windows, main window, and then a secondary one where it moves this way. And today I don't have my upper window open yet. Yesterday it was open up here, very bright. Same on this side.
Okay, where was the one you said it was on top of your head?
Ah, it's up here. There is one way up here.
Different windows may open right away, may open later on. It's all individual, so.
Yeah, and this one seems to have a negative in it. In other words, I can see black moving.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
it has like a negative. That's strange today.
Yeah.
I see the pink moving, but then up higher is like a negative image. It's like black moving.
Okay.
And as far as where it starts is right here, right here. This is where it starts on the left side. On the right side, it starts, let's see, right about there I can see movement. I can actually see the pink back here. Like it comes as a haze,
Okay.
and then the card itself appears, let's see, appears right about here. But before that, there's a haze that appears on my mask.
You said the one facing me right now.
Now, over here, that's, appears to be the triangle.
Try again.
Oh, okay. I see triangles, and as I
Yeah.
move it, there's several triangles, and that makes up a star.
Yes, exactly right. Is it like me where the triangles are all over the place, or do they merge?
Well, I see it in real time, but
Okay.
you know, I also have that problem of I've got to pass it through the scanner to see the whole image.
Okay.
And there is the problem, multiple images. Now up here, this one now has turned bright. It's magnified. It's right, let's see, where is it? It's up here somewhere. Yeah, the star kind of covers the spot when it passes through, and it's magnified. So I would have to go like that to see the whole star.
Okay. Can you see the whole star, or just sections of it?
Well, here it's in my peripheral vision, and it's difficult to make it out. But, you know, when you move it, it seems to make it easier to see.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So how many windows do you think you have on that side?
Well,
Just interesting.
just the main one here.
Okay.
And then there's a brighter one up here. Yeah, it's magnified, and like it magnifies, for example, the metal on that clipboard
Okay.
to the point where just the hole is showing in the metal. Yeah, when I go here, for example, that comes into view right here. Like I can see that wiggly movement right there.
The whole image or parts of it? Or?
No, just the white part of the paper
Okay.
comes into view. I can see haze back here of white. Then the actual image comes right here.
Okay.
Starts here. Today, once again, there's an overlap between regular vision and the extraocular sight. And on this side, it appears to be, it feels like the extraocular sight, just the way the image is.
Okay.
It appears that way, and I see multiple images again. Here in the bottom part, it feels just like regular vision, but it could be an extraocular sight. But up at the top, that is bright. So that one appears to be a window up there.
Seems to be the brightness and the magnification that separates your regular vision.
It's hard because, you know, it changes from session to session and moves around.
Oh, it does, for sure.
I think it's the brain just trying to integrate all of this to try to make sense. And
I'm not sure what's, they say the brightness, like being in sunshine and everything, opens it right up.
yeah, and I'm in the brightness, I'm facing the window. So yeah, that's very bright back here. So this appears to be the extraocular sight, this one back here. And it starts, I can see the white in the haze, and the edge of the page. And let's see the image. I see this side of the star. It's very bright. And there's no window up here today, just the one.
No, just keep working with it because it may open. Yes.
So then I gotta bring it this way to face myself.
Yeah. Yes.
Now that I can see, okay, way over here. It's very,
Fuller, better. See.
very bright.
Okay.
It's very bright, and I see the black. Okay, the black, I'll show you where it starts. The black starts there
Okay.
and disappears here.
See anything there?
Now, once again, I don't know if this is my regular eyesight or my vision, but here I can see that it's an E. Yeah, this is the very brightest one. This is extremely bright over here, way brighter than this one.
Oh, really? So the right side is opening more.
Yeah, and it's really bright up here, but I can't make out the letters. So this appears to be a window. This one could be overlapping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this is opening up more, this window now, up here. And I can see that there's the black in there. It's magnified. This one is very bright, extremely bright here. And the image is overlaid by an image that's going in the other direction too.
Oh, God.
But that one is weaker.
Okay.
I'm looking to the corner of my eyesight to see
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And once again, it's very bright, extremely bright right here.
Oh.
And I see the image pass in front of it, but it's difficult to tell. I know it's an E, but and I'm teaching my brain that that's an E, I guess. Yeah, there's no windows here today.
No.
No windows here. It's just the one window over here. Well, I should say there's two because I get, an image moving in the correct direction, it's brighter. And I get an image moving in the opposite direction. It's just a ghost image.
Wow.
It's not as strong as it was the other day.
The one facing me is good.
We've been told that you have to, at some point, loosen the mask and allow regular seeing to happen. and that this extraocular seeing will sneak in there and overlay, and then it will start to develop. So it becomes very confusing what is regular seeing and what is extraocular seeing.
It was the day that we played the breathing exercises, but we also, I said, loosen your mask. Like I said, let's just try it, loosen your mask, and that's when things really start happening. So
Yes.
that just shows it, yeah. Because I was told that your brain is occupied by this thing tight in your head, and doesn't let it happen.
If your mask is too tight to make it completely dark, you will see colors like haze.
Yes.
But we want to see in real time,
Exactly.
and to do that, you have no choice in most cases to loosen the mask and to allow your regular vision to happen, and allow slowly the extraocular sighting to come in, and it's very sneaky. It overlays itself, and then in my case, I noticed that certain windows were very bright. I thought it was my regular seeing, but it's very bright and magnified. So that is how you can tell. The problem is the ego side of our brain, the left brain, likes to shut everything down because for various reasons, and we got to find ways to trick it to allow this other seeing to come through. And by allowing your regular vision, the ego is satisfied with that, but it allows the other vision to sneak in and overlay itself. And
I think that's what happened to me like years ago. Remember me sitting there and you fell asleep. We were practicing, you fell asleep. And I was sitting there playing. I was sitting in the sun. I was playing with cards with no mask on, just flopping them back and forth. And I couldn't believe it all of a sudden. And that's the same side, the same pot I'm trying to open up now. It was like one color after the other. It was like, as I've always said, the sun shining on it. It was very, very bright, and it was one color after the other with just my eyes closed. And I remember that totally blew me away. And I still think those windows, and then I've been ignoring those windows. And I think that's my purpose right now, is to open them up. So everybody said I was cheating, and I was like, what was the purpose of me cheating?
there's a secondary image moving in the opposite way that appears to be magnified. Yeah, very bright.
That one. See if you can tell me what that is.
That starts right there. And the image is already moving across in the opposite way from there.
Wow.
The brightest spot right there. It looks like I'm getting two windows, up and down windows here. 1 second.
We're moving opposite?
My hand appears so bright. It appears...
I know, isn't that amazing?
This down here could be my regular seeing because it just appears in normal coloring. But back here, this one here is very bright. Very bright.
Do you see the shape of it?
Well, once again, it's sort of, because the other one is moving across at the same time in the opposite way, it messes it up.
Okay.
It messes up my seeing. So let me look down here.
Okay.
So that's the S.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that I know that it's an S, let me see. So I just have to teach my brain that that's an S. The brightest right there. Another one down here. There might be 3 windows on this side open today.
Wow. Well, you had 3 on the other side, last time. All doing different things, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't get nauseous later.
Well, I tend to get a little bit because of the scene. Kind of when they were coming out with this 3D movies just, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago or whatever, they weren't the greatest, and I would feel nauseous watching a movie with glasses on. That's kind of what this is like. So here it comes into view here. Here it comes into view.
It's right behind your head. Wow. Is it bright?
Here it comes into view. This one's bright up here.
How many windows do you think you have in total? 3
Well,
each side?
I've got like 2 here, 3 here, and 1 here. So
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
And once again, some of them may be overlaid with, normal vision. But some are extra white, like this one here is extra bright up here. And that goes in 2 different directions. Here is 2 directions. Yep, I can start to see it right there. Then I can see the image as it passes by right there. And very bright up here.
Can you see your fingers, just for interest's sake?
Yeah, they're very white, very bright.
Yeah.
Very bright. Here they're normal.
Okay.
Here they appear normal. Here they appear very bright, especially up here. Very bright. But I can see the white fuzziness back here in my mask.
And that's like in the back of your neck. I can't even see the card. I can see your hand moving and that's all, so.
Yeah, so there's three visions happening. There's regular eyesight vision. There's the stuff that I can see in the black mask that's behind me, but it's not an image, it's just white fuzziness.
Okay.
And then there's the actual image that I can see on the edge here.
Okay, so when you put it behind your neck, where do you see it in your mask? Because I can't see it.
I can see it right here.
Really? Okay.
It just lights up my mask up here somewhere.
Very cool.
Like,
very cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
It just lights up my mask. And that's our original seeing that we saw.
Yeah.
Where it just lit up with a color.
Yeah, exactly.
And kind of comes and goes with like a haze, a fog, a jagged line, or a little flash.
And so expect it anywhere, because when you were first doing it, I know she took the card around the back to your left and you were seeing it from the right. In this case, it's right behind your neck and you're seeing it right in the center of your mask. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like if I grab another color, for example, let's say I grab the pink here.
Now, people will be asking, well, where do you see? And that's why I just asked you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you have it behind you, where do you see it in your mask?
I get it lighting up with a haze in front here.
Okay, cool.
See the pink right now. I don't see the card itself, I just get the haze. It just kind of lights up in this area when it's behind me here. I get the haze of it right there. Yeah, there's the card, yeah, it comes into view right there. I can see that wiggling, it comes into view there. Right there, it gives me a sensation of the pink and haze, but then I see it here. So the sensation comes before actually seeing it.
Okay. That's probably part of your intuition too.
Yeah.
Yeah, use that one.
And that's got 2 on it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's very bright up there, and the sphere is magnified up there, so.
Okay, that's it. The one facing me.
Now the sphere comes into brightness right there's the brightest spot of it, right there. Well, even though I'm going this way, I see it go down in a window, yeah. So that's why that can tend to create nauseousness. That comes into view right there. And where's the 0? Oh, huh. So there's one window. There's another window here. Okay, there's where I see it right there. Comes into view right there.
I can't see it. It's behind your shoulder for me.
Okay, what
No,
if
I
I
don't.
turn?
I don't need to, but I'm just telling you where it is from my
Oh,
view.
okay. Here, bing, bing, bing.
Okay.
The edge of the white page is right there.
Okay.
Up here, the edge of the white page is right there. Just tap. I'm tapping the edge of the seeing window. Here is the edge back here. Let's see. There's the edge right there. I'm tapping. I'm getting a headache and feeling a little nauseous now, so I better end the session. Yeah. So once again, just stretching it. It's kind of like which seeing is regular seeing and which is the extraocular seeing. But the extraocular is usually magnified and bright.
Exactly.
And it's in spots that you wouldn't normally have seen.
Well, it could be anywhere. I do remember it was Liz and I teaching this little boy, and he said he could see it on his hand, and we kept telling him to direct it. Like we kept saying, direct it to here, and that's when Karen came over and went, no, he can see it on his hand. Don't let him redirect it. So that blew me away. So, you know, like, be prepared. It could be anywhere.
Right. It could show up anywhere in your body, I guess.
Anywhere, yeah. But that's kids, yeah.
And that'll make for a lot of jokes too, right?
I know.
Forcing it, but keep practicing and it will gradually come open everywhere.